You've heard the statistic, 95% of traders fail. It gets thrown around so much, it's a cliche. But what they don't tell you is why. They don't tell you that for most of that 95%, the market feels like a rigged casino that's impossible to beat. They burn through accounts, chase losses, and quit in frustration, often just before they might have figured it all out. Their journey is a painful cycle of hope and despair. But for the other 5%, trading isn't just possible, it's methodical. It's disciplined. It might even be boring. So what's their secret? A complex algorithm? Insider information? No, it's much simpler and a whole lot harder than that. In this video, we'll follow the journey of a trader named Alex, who was on the verge of becoming another statistic. He treated the market like a slot machine, and it treated him like a gambler. But then, he discovered the one mindset shift that turns the impossible into the obvious. Stick with me, because what he learned will change how you see the markets forever. Alex, he's ambitious, hates his 9-to-5, and scrolls social media, watching traders flash a lifestyle bought with crypto and stocks. He thinks, I can do that. So he opens an account, wires over a few $1,000s, and places his first trade on a hot tip. It works. The green numbers flash, the dopamine hits, and he feels like a genius. He takes a bigger position. That one works too. This feels easy. This is the first trap, the illusion of control. Alex is convinced he has a gift, but he's just a gambler on a hot streak. He has no plan, no strategy, and zero understanding of risk. Then the market turns. A sure thing plummets. He watches his profits from the last 2 weeks vanish in 2 hours. Panic sets in. He tells himself, it has to come back up. It doesn't. He gets a margin call. And just like that, his account is gone. That genius feeling is replaced by the cold shame of being a fool. The market now feels like a casino where the house always wins. Alex has just joined the vast majority. Studies show that a huge number of day traders, with some suggesting as many as 80%, quit within the first 2 years. It's experiences exactly like this that push them out. So what does Alex do? What most of the 95% do? He deposits more money, determined to win it back. This is the second trap, revenge trading. He's no longer trading to make a profit. He's trading to fix his bruised ego. He abandons any pretense of strategy. He sees a stock making a big move and jumps in, paralyzed by the fear of missing out, FOMO. When that trade immediately goes against him, he doubles down, adding to a losing position because he can't stomach another loss. He's now in a vicious downward spiral. Each loss fuels more desperation, which leads to bigger, dumber risks, and even bigger losses. He's glued to the screen, his emotions swinging wildly between greed and fear. This isn't trading. It's an addiction to action. He's on the verge of quitting for good, convinced that making money in the markets is impossible. Right as Alex is about to give up, he stumbles upon a simple, infuriating idea. The problem isn't the market. The problem is him. He discovers that the successful 5% don't have a secret indicator or a magic formula. They just think differently. While the 95% are playing the part of the emotional gambler, the 5% are playing the part of the cold, calculating casino. The house doesn't hope. The house doesn't gamble. The house just executes its statistical edge, over and over, with zero emotion. This is the fundamental mindset shift. Trading is not a game of predicting the future. It's a game of probability, discipline, and risk management. It's a business. Once Alex understands this, everything starts to change. He stops trying to be a hero and starts trying to be the house. This shift can be broken down into 3 core transformations. The first shift is moving from the mindset of a gambler to the mindset of the house. Gamblers are driven by emotion. They hunt for that one life-changing jackpot. They look for complicated strategies because complexity feels sophisticated. But they're really just searching for a holy grail that doesn't exist. The house, on the other hand, operates on a simple, proven edge. It knows that over thousands of hands of blackjack, its small statistical advantage will guarantee a profit. The outcome of any single hand is irrelevant. The 5% of traders apply this exact thinking. They develop a clear strategy with an edge they can prove. They don't need to know what the market will do next. They only need to know what will likely happen over the next 1,000 trades. Their job isn't to be right. Their job is to flawlessly execute their plan. This is a classic pitfall. Many traders have a win rate over 50%, but still lose money because their few catastrophic losses wipe out all their small wins. They lack the mindset of the house. The second shift is from an employee mindset to a CEO mindset. An employee shows up to do a job but isn't ultimately responsible for the company's survival. A gambler, like an employee, just risks their money hoping for a big payout. If they lose it all, it's a personal disaster. They risk way too much on one trade and don't use a stop loss because, to them, it's admitting failure. A CEO, however, has one primary job: protect the company's capital. Without capital, the business is dead. The 5% think like CEOs. Their number one priority is not making money. It's not losing money. They are obsessive risk managers. They use rules like the 1% rule, never risking more than a tiny fraction of their capital on a single idea. To them, a stop loss isn't a failure. It's a non-negotiable business expense. By protecting their capital, they guarantee they can stay in the game long enough for their edge to play out. The third shift is from an addict to a professional. The addict craves action. They need the stimulation of the screen, the thrill of being in a trade. They get a dopamine hit from the action itself. They feel like they have to trade every day to be a real trader. In reality, this compulsion is what destroys them. A professional, whether a surgeon, a pilot, or a trader, understands the power of patience. A pilot doesn't fly into a hurricane for the thrill of it. A surgeon doesn't operate without a plan. And a professional trader doesn't trade just because the market is open. The most successful traders can wait days or even weeks for a setup that matches their plan. For them, trading isn't supposed to be exciting. It's the methodical and often boring execution of a well-rehearsed plan. They keep a detailed journal to track their trades and their emotional state, allowing them to spot and eliminate undisciplined behavior. They understand you don't get paid for your time. You get paid for your precision and your patience. Armed with these three mindset shifts, Alex returned to the market. But he wasn't Alex the gambler anymore. He was Alex the business owner. He stopped looking for hot tips and spent hundreds of hours backtesting. A simple strategy until he understood its statistical edge. He stopped risking 20% of his account on a Hail Mary and implemented a strict 1% risk rule on every position. He stopped revenge trading and started keeping a journal, learning to wait patiently for A-grade setups. Slowly, everything changed. His equity curve, which once looked like an earthquake, smoothed out into a steady, gentle upward slope. There were still losing trades and even losing weeks, but they were just business expenses now. They didn't send him into an emotional tailspin. The market was no longer an impossible casino. It was simply a stream of probabilities that he could navigate with a plan. It became obvious. The journey from the 95% to the 5% isn't about finding a secret. It's a total transformation of your identity. You have to stop being the gambler and become the house. Stop being the reckless employee and become the disciplined CEO. And stop being the action addict and become the patient professional. You have the blueprint. The vast majority of traders will hear this, nod along, and then go right back to making the exact same emotional mistakes. They will remain part of the 95%. But you don't have to. The choice to operate your trading like a business is available to you right now. That path isn't easy, but it is obvious. If you are ready to commit to the 5% mindset, do two things. First, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on professional trading. Second, drop a comment with 5% mindset below to make a public declaration to yourself and this community. Let's build our wealth together.